Got a big problem. So go have a look, see where that oil's from.
It's from up here. The whole underside is coated.
I know. It's not from up here. I think that's sprayed up. Hang on, Jerry. Don't wipe too much. I'm going to crawl underneath and see where it might be coming from.
Nope, this is the first time out in the car this year.
You miss it?
Nervous. Yeah, I do. I miss being in the car. I don't miss being in the car in this weather though. Apparently we're gonna be like a whole second faster than we were last year, which is just ridiculous to me, but we'll see.
Made a change in tire this year. The late models went from an 8-inch wide tire to a 10-inch wide tire. So it's a different tire. It's the same brand, but it's a different tire. So some of the measurements might be different, how they grow might be different. So in order to try and get the stagger that you want to make the car handle as well, something that we're all going to have to learn. So the whole division will be checking that out. Some of the division have probably had some experience with these tires. We have not, so it is brand new for us. But fortunately so far, first set's been pretty good, just with the practice scuff. We'll see what we get after our next practice.
Larger footprint on the track.
Much larger footprint on the track. We got 4 extra inches of tire on the front axle and on the rear axle. So there should be a whole lot more corner speed, a little better acceleration, and it's also going to help braking if you have to get on the brakes going into the corner. So tire wear should be different. Longevity should be a little bit better. It's going to be an interesting year. Looking forward to seeing what these 10-inch tires can do with these cars. Whoa.
You can gain like 30
No,
pounds.
she can't gain anything.
I do not want to gain 30 pounds. I'm trying to lose 30 pounds.
Yep, no worries. I knew we'd be a little light, so just looking to see where we needed to be. We can go a little bit on the left side because we're low on the left side.
Carrying a big water jug when you come in here.
Clear. Big rotate, big gas here now, big jam. It's right to the boards here. It's going to hold all the way, buddy. You can run it in a little bit deeper. Start rolling throttle, rolling throttle, rolling throttle, right off now. Hard, 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 all the way to the boards.
The car is a lot, it handles a lot better obviously because of the work we did on it this year, but also it holds and I can get into the gas and stay in a lot further than I used to and a lot quicker coming out than I was before. And I think part of it is the confidence, even though this might sound kind of silly, but just being told like, oh, these tires are going to do really good for you, like even if half of it is the tires and then half of it is just the confidence, it means like it feels so much better.
Hold a little longer. Good job coming in. Show me some brake coming in.
Dad, it was so quick.
Was it? Felt good?
Yeah, like I can't believe how fast it was,
Throw that
honestly. And like I've never had tires that I barely even broke in feel that good before. Probably because there's so much more of them.
I was going to say, the only thing is everyone has that same like option now, right? Like everyone's going to be that much better too. So
yeah.
You just got to keep that in mind. I'll try that anyway. But it felt good?
It felt super, super good, and like I felt
hard
like
were you?
I was barely even touching the brakes.
Okay, how hard were you digging going off? Like
Going off?
Yeah, coming
way
off.
faster than I ever have. Well, I don't know if than I ever have, but way faster than I was when the car was handling like garbage earlier.
Just it seemed like maybe you could have got more throttle out of it.
I could. I wasn't even. I think I was full throttle one time.
Oh, okay, good. Good to hear.
I'm like still. We just got the car.
No, I know.
Still breaking
no,
it in.
I understand that. I'm just checking.
I'm gonna tell you though, if I get a little hangry right now, I'm starving. Oh, there's a bunch of water. I don't know if it's because it's wet or.
Oh no, we're definitely pushing water out somewhere. All right, take the hood off.
So.
Is it just water?
Yeah, it's just water.
Okay.
I think it's just from the hose maybe. It doesn't, nothing feels wet though.
Check all the rad hoses.
Where?
All the rad hoses.
Yeah, they're not wet.
Oh, really?
Oh!
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, I'm telling you, it didn't leak from
Why
anywhere.
would we have it on the left side? Because you think if anything it would go over that way because you're turning left. And then I thought, wait a second. Did you go through the puddle?
I had
Did
to
you
go
go through the puddle? Good catch, good catch. And that's all it was. But that's the kind of stuff that we want to check for if we come in, we see something that looks out of place. We don't know where it came from. Clearly it was just the puddle. So
We're still amateurs in this game.
Single car practice. Do you think you were on the bumps? Car looked like a little more.
Only sometimes in 1 and 2, and when I got on the bumps, I didn't even turn, and I was like,
It turned the car. Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So that was nice.
So you weren't even full.
I was like 80. I was like 70%.
Perfect. The tires came up perfect. How did the clutch feel? Were you shifting in and out no problem?
Felt fine.
Coming in third, second, first? Did you go all the way down through the gears? Or did you just go third to first?
I went third to second, and then pulled in here on second.
Okay. And it shifted no problem?
Yeah.
No grind, no.
No problems. And then, oh my God, it's cold. And then when we were out there, it was fine.
Well, then we'll pack up.
Yeah.
Go home, do some work, and I mean right now, but
Calm down.
trying to get some good quality TV shot that we do some work in the garage when we get home.
Sorry,
You
I
threw
don't want to
yourself under the
lie on
bus.
my own TV show. So we're back again for another season here at Sunset Speedway. There's been a lot of general changes to the car, the setup, and how it's going to handle this year. We've done a bunch of different changes as far as our overall package is going to go for the season, and also adding in a 10-inch tire as opposed to our 8-inch tire from last year has made a huge difference in how our car handles and how quick it is. So we're really excited to get back behind the wheel this season, me and the whole crew. So we're excited to see how this windy day is going to go.
How are you? Terrible.
I haven't even started work yet.
Everybody always says they're good. I don't think everybody's always good.
How are you? Good, and yourself?
Hello.
Baker,
We'll see the number first and then we'll tell you.
pick in there and get a number 1 there. I don't want him to go out on that track first and please.
Maybe we'll take you to pull the number. He's gonna knock all the numbers off and
You wore all the paint off the damn. Number 8. 8? Not bad. You tell.
$37.
it's good. Go out late. Are they still doing group qualifying?
I think so.
Perfect.
Yes.
And so you go out in the last group. Track be hot. Thank you very much, Brian. We'll see you. You betcha. 6 and 3/16. 86 and 3/16.
It's been a whole year now, and I still don't know how to do fractions. First year college done, and I still can't do fractions.
What is your learning curve on these tires?
I don't think it's going to be too different from what we've had in the past. I think what we're going to be checking for to see is how much are they growing in between heat cycles and how they're going to last in the long run. That's kind of really the only difference, if they're going to be similar to what the 8-inch tires are. I think the longevity is going to be there, so that shouldn't be an issue. But we just want to stay on top of things, get some baseline measurements, and keep going back to that to see what's changing. Remember, tires are cold, so you're going to have to put some heat in them before you get some speed. 48 on your bumper, 48 on your bumper, no pressure, hit your mark. Here we go, follow that 8 mark. Get in deep. Nice entry. Up and now big jam off. Come on, all the way to the floor. Let's go. Clear by 1. I think the practice session went really well. Real happy with the results. Real happy with the way Kendra reacted with the car. She changed her line a little bit. Still working on pickup points, braking points, and turning points. A different setup this year, having come out of McCall's fresh this spring, as well as the big change with going to the 10-inch tires. So you can get in a little bit deeper. Our turning points and acceleration points are going to be a little bit different. Kendra's working towards helping those get a little bit better, improving some lap time. Outside, still there, big jam all the way, big jam all the way. Get it into the corner, get it in hard. Roll it underneath them, and now roll the throttle here. Come on now, dig, 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 come on. You're gonna have to come up a little bit in towards the edge. You have to get in harder, get underneath them, dig, 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 dig. We've got a big problem, so go have a look, see where that oil's from.
It's from up here.
The whole underside is coated.
I know, it's not from up here. I think that's sprayed up. Hang on, Jerry, don't wipe too much. I'm gonna crawl underneath and see where it might be coming from.
Yeah.
Wet. Is it? Oh, it's wet. Did you say wet or split? So second practice didn't end as well as first practice did. When we pulled in and she stopped, we noticed a bunch of oil underneath the front of the engine. So we called off looking at the suspension just now, crawled underneath to have a look at what was leaking. There's oil everywhere, and I have no idea where it's from. I don't see anything cracked or any holes anywhere. Like there's obviously a ton of it, Paul. And I don't know.
They're high pressure, right? So you got 50 psi.
Where would it be if it was from the fuel pump? Because I don't see any.
Front bolt.
I tried not to wipe everything. I was just wiping drips down the bottom so I could see maybe where it was coming from.
Yeah.
I fired it up. We ran it sitting in the pits and nothing was obviously coming out.
Yeah.
But even by the looks of the track, it didn't happen until she pulled it in here.
Yeah, the pulleys in that, right?
Everything's what, sorry?
Slung around from hitting the pulleys.
Yeah. But I don't see any like obvious marks around the gasket, around the pan, like it spit out the pan or anything.
Yeah, that's what I would be expecting to see, like something like that, right?
The filter looks fine, it's tight. I mean, and it was the second practice.
Definitely got to be from the front here. Might have taken out the front seal.
Oh. It's such a tight fit, it's hard to see, eh?
Yeah.
Unless, can you see? Because I thought I saw integrity in the oil all the way around, or in the silicone rather.
The seal on the oil pan looks good.
Right?
But I'm wondering if the seal with the harmonic balancer is leaking. Yeah, you got to drain the oil.
Yeah.
Pull everything off here, pull the balancer off with a puller, and there's a seal right behind you. Pop the seal over with a screwdriver. And we can find another one, we can tap another one in.
I think finding another seal is going to be the hardest part here at the racetrack. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have the parts and I'm not comfortable doing it at the racetrack.
I'm gonna call John after
So-
Debbie takes my photo.
Sure. Give him a call. It appears as though it's coming from the very front, maybe a seal in behind the harmonic balancer. So Kelly and Kendra have gone to get some more oil. We've got someone going to come and give us a hand, maybe taking apart the front of the motor, remove the harmonic balancer, see if that's where the oil is in fact leaking from, and if we can replace the seal, hopefully that's all it is. Time's of the essence right now. Doesn't look good for the first feature of the night, but if we continue to work on it, maybe we can get it out for the second feature and see what we got there.
So after a pretty eventful practice, we are sitting here on our pad while all of our other Sauble Falls Limited Late Model competitors are rolling out for their time trials. I'm not quite sure if we're going to be able to get the parts to fix the car before our first or even second feature. Even if we can just grab one run tonight, that would be awesome, but we're not sure yet. So if we do, that's awesome, and if we don't, we get to see some of the best late model racing in Ontario tonight.
Underside is coated.
I know, it's not from up here. I think that's sprayed up.
Poured up that bad.
It was poured, well, everything on the ground, and there was some behind the car. That was all from that just when she pulled in. There was nothing on the racetrack. It all happened when she pulled in off the racetrack.
So as I did in the earlier check-in, we had a little bit of problems with the motor in practice. So we had a broken engine seal at the front of the motor. So what that was doing was just letting a ton of oil drip out the front of the motor, which was causing us to lose oil pressure, and that's how you ruin motors. So super, super graciously, John Stefko from Stefko Racing Engines, which is based out of Stouffville, Ontario, was gracious enough to come work on my Leach engine. So even though he wasn't the one that put this motor in originally, he was awesome and a great help to get me back out on the racetrack. So it really goes to show how great the racing community I'm a part of, and we're all a part of, helps each other out no matter what and whenever they can.
As long as possible, so the lock sight is set. Car's all ready to go now. We know that following the second practice, we had a little oil leak. We weren't sure what it was. We made a couple of calls. We spoke with a local engine builder who was on his way up. He was going to bring his toolkit and have a look and bring some parts in case we could get it fixed. So we did. We pulled off the harmonic balancer, changed the front main seal because it appears as though that's where it was leaking from. Real happy that we got it back together. So we're going to be able to send Kendra out for the second feature and see what happens. We'll be starting at the back. 18 cars, 19 cars, and hoping for a good finish, and the car will be one piece when we're all done. Exciting that we're able to get back out there. It's a big disappointment opening night. You're all anticipating a good night, and to have a problem like that in the second practice was real frustrating for me, for Kendra, for the rest of the team. So really good that we had some support from a number of the other team out there, as well as the local engine builder who came. Give us a hand. Hats off to John Stefko. Thanks very much for that help, John. That drum wouldn't open up for us very well.
Watch the race. Go have fun.
I'm going to take a selfie before you want a video. My mom says that she paid too much money for my teeth for me to smile with no mouth open. That's what she told me this morning.
I'm going to return these. Can you take some of the tools and put it back in the... Don't even.
I'm really trying to watch this race though.
I know. I'm really trying to watch it racing, and we need to return some stuff to get some stuff ready to go racing. Don't make me mom you.
Ron just got that all on camera, you being a jerk to me.
Back straight away, you can give it another half a turn or whatever. I did also make a wedge adjustment. One out, one in the back.
I like it.
I have an idea, maybe go right off, I don't know. Get a good thing up here, check the brakes, get a feel for something here. You're running dead last, you're behind your buddy. Come to green this time by. Green, 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 green. Let it roll, let it eat. Green, 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 green.
So the car was really, really good. The seal that we ended up putting in the motor definitely held up. The oil was great. Our car was doing awesome. We were great, fast on the top and on the bottom, and we were running door to door with multiple time track champions and actually provincial champions. So that's a great feeling always, especially considering we only had the one race today and 2 practices. So.
Race number 2 of the night, which was feature race number 1 for Kendra. Following some issues earlier, we got that all fixed up. Number 1, no oil leak, so we fixed that problem. Number 2 started dead last in the field because of the fact that we didn't get the time trial. The car was working excellent. Kendra went from last, picked up a number of spots just through attrition, some guys going to the back. But the car was fantastic. It's some of the best I've seen the car run. Definitely some of the best I've seen Kendra run. Hitting her marks, running fantastic on the outside, picked up a number of spots there. Racing door to door for a number of laps with track champions, past track champions, something that Kendra hasn't done on a regular basis. So really, really impressed to see how well the car raced tonight with Kendra in it. Take the bottom, roll under the 14, start rolling throttle, hold the bottom, make it everybody. Come on.
I'm really happy with how our car was running. Then on one of the restarts, the guy to the inside of me, there was 8 laps to go, and the driver to the inside of me got hit from behind, got loose, and his right rear came out and hit my left rear. Which caused me to do a little slow spin around the racetrack, and the driver that hit him got into my left front, which sent me around, and I think somebody else hit me from the other side, but I honestly can't really remember. We got put up onto the top groove of the racetrack, and we had our throttle stick. Something bent and held the throttle in, so that was definitely pretty scary. Once I realized that happened, we got the car shut off, and we have a lot of work to do this week to get back out next week. Hopefully we can get the car back to where it was before the feature started as far as handling goes. But to go from last to 8th, and I think we would have picked up at least another spot or 2, I can't complain.
Following that damage, it was towards the end of the race. She also said that the throttle hung up, so the throttle stuck. Something might have caught up in the linkage with the way the body's been moved here with the cowl. We certainly wouldn't want to risk going out there if there's some parts bent or the throttle to hang up. So we'll take it back to the shop tomorrow. We'll get all the front end off. We'll go through the front end, make sure nothing's bent there. Hopefully everything in the suspension is fine, and fix it up, be back next week, and hopefully we can repeat the results, but get a finish that we likely were in line for. Just a fantastic race. The results don't show it, but really happy with the way that the car performed. Again, new tires, everyone's on brand new tires tonight, so that's all equal for everyone. Really impressed with how well the car ran, how well the setup worked, and you know, that we got back out there and was able to run as well as she did. So hats off to Kendra for performing so well in the car tonight.
Somebody's gonna want to come out here and win, you know?
This girl just wants to say how much she enjoyed the race with Baker.
Yeah.
That's right. Great job. And you know what? To hear Dwayne say that, that was great racing with you. I'll race with you every time. And that other girl, wow, you're flying out there.
Yeah.
Right? And even Sherry, what? You can't get by the 2 car? And that's what you're going to get, having been where you've been. People are like, why can't I beat the 2 car? Because you're flying now.
Yeah.
That was great. You came from the back and you were running.
Thanks.
Well, no oil problems.
That
you got no
day,
oil
yeah.
problems.
Good thing, yeah. What happened there? You couldn't go back?
So the car beside me got hit in the rear,
Yeah, I saw
and
that,
they spun, and then they came up into me. I did the slow, and then I got hit
Hit in the left
in the front, and then my throttle got hung.
Oh, really?
When I yeah.
You couldn't, that's why you couldn't
Yeah.
go back, huh? You're moving up, it was good.
Thanks,
Yeah, the car was working really good.
The car, yeah, so hopefully we can get it back to the same
Can't see
same
why not.
setup, yeah.
Can't you? You were rolling the outside so well. The car was
good out
hooked.
there.
You were holding the line really well and getting a good run. Like even Dwayne was saying, he was looking to get you on the outside. And again, remember I told you, where's everyone beating you? It's just that last bit going in.
Yeah.
You're braking a little bit more than everyone else is and holding everyone up. But then you were gone and you were pulling them coming off the corners.
Yeah.
Where'd you go? Off the track?
Got wrecked.
Much damage?
My throttle
Just
hung, so
body and bumpers.
my throttle got hung. After I got spun, it bent, and it got hung up there. Yeah.
She was coming for the 24 though.
I was almost there.
See, it's on the skirts. It was coming home.
Yeah.
It was coming home.
There's not even a scratch. Oh, up there.
That's from when I smacked the wall, actually. I just like totally flat right on the front straightaway wall.
There you go.
Yeah, so.
You finished second?
Next week.
Huh?
You got a second?
Did I?
Yeah.
No, I went to Victory Lane.
Oh, did you pass him?
Yeah.
Sorry, we were
No
too
way.
we were too busy
When I walked down,
wrecking.
you were running second.
But to go from last to 8th, and I think we would have picked up at least another spot or 2. I can't complain. The car was awesome, and our team did a great job. So, other than the little altercations that happened on the racetrack, we had a picture-perfect day. Hopefully, it's mostly cosmetic.
I think so.
You think?
I think so. Like looking, I don't see any of the clip bent, the bumper bent like where it's supposed to, the tube did. My beautiful work is just junk.